It is the Riot Podcast. It is a Tuesday, June 28th.
Did you really had to look over there?
I knew it was Tuesday. I want to get the date right.
Well, welcome back, Isaiah and Hudson, from vacation yesterday. So yes, you've been off for a day. So this is all brand new, right?
Yeah, I mean but it's never felt more like a Tuesday than today.
Oh,
you know?
really?
Yeah, there's just something. This is how Tuesdays should feel. You come back from the weekend very refreshed after a long weekend.
Isaiah, I told Hudson, do you know that next week, since we're off on Monday for 4th of July, you'll have another 4-day week?
Incredible.
That's 3 weeks of 4-day stuff in a row.
I don't mean to be this guy, but I think 5 of the next 6 weeks
You are out.
are a short week for me. But then after that, I'm going to hang out for a while. I'm going to work every week, I swear. But right now, the next couple weeks, we're all going to be in and out of here. You know, I'm going to a country concert, then like the Las Vegas thing, 4th of July, and all that. And then my birthday, I'm not taking that off. I'm working on my birthday because I'm taking so many other days off. So
We really appreciate that.
I know.
It's going to be tough to come in here for your free lunch, isn't it?
It's going to be so hard.
What a burden.
We hope everybody had a wonderful weekend, since this is the first podcast back with being off from the podcast yesterday.
Yeah, we had a pretty eventful weekend this past weekend. Everybody going on some little trips, and I wanted to ask Hudson some more questions about his Cleveland trip, right?
Yeah.
And so the main question that I have is, since you went to Cleveland, which is a city that we all know that I adore and I love, where would you rank it? As in comparatively so to some of your other trips? Is it like one of your upper echelon, weekend getaways? Was it a mid-tier, low-tier? Where are you putting your Cleveland trip?
Did you hear him talk about the
I
dead
heard
on
him
the beach?
say things, but, I'm not sure exactly what is the vacation been in the past. What are we comparing to?
See,
if you've only eaten at fast food places, BK is like an upper echelon food.
Cleveland could be good.
Yeah.
Cleveland is like what would be the fast food equivalent of Cleveland?
It would be, to me, it's like
Steak and Shake?
Jack in the Box.
Jack in the Steak. What?
A lot of options, lot to do.
Yeah.
Maybe not 100% the best, but a lot to do.
Technically open 24 hours, but that doesn't mean you'll get what you're looking for most of that time.
Fair.
It is the thing that's weird about Cleveland, and I've gone a few times, but I've only really been downtown post-COVID and everything. It's so dead downtown, even though they've got two stadium. What, two? Do they have a third stadium? Stadium? They've got like a casino. They've got, there's nobody moving around. There wasn't people there after the game. There was nobody. Like the town, it fell asleep
while
the sun was still up.
Was the game crowded or?
There was a decent amount of people there, but I've seen much more crowded. And then the next morning, like on Monday morning, I would think, maybe there'll be more people moving around in town, going to work or whatever. It was still pretty dead.
Aww.
I don't know. I do like once you get out of the downtown is nice because it's so historic. And then when you get out of the downtown, still along the lake, it's a lot of that is very nice as well. But it just feels, I don't know, it just feels very
changed,
hollow. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say Cleveland as a whole, like the city of it, like it just seems very like old, like nothing seems like new downtown. I like the kind. It's almost like a retro feel. Like when you go down there, it seems like nothing has changed. Like every time I go, it's not like anything's like new downtown. But there are some like cool little like alleyways and streets. It's very like alleyways. It's like very like dive bars. It's like you're gonna go into a lot of places where like it isn't like, this place is super nice or super cool, but it just feels a little bit more authentic. Cleveland is Cleveland,
That's hard because when you go in, you're supposed to be like the cool person, be like, no, this is great, when really it could just be dumpy.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
it is.
Oh no, this is a new hot spot. Take my pick.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the architecture of all the old stuff, but at the same time, there's not a lot of hustle and bustle for a downtown, and then and a lot of it doesn't necessarily feel safe, and it was just kind of actually hard to find a place on a weekend, like a Sunday night, trying to find somewhere to eat.
Was it all closed?
Yeah, like a lot of places just closed early or whatever. I don't know. It just wasn't even though they seem like it's a good food town, but also not so much in a way.
Yeah, I went to, I also had a trip this weekend, went to Florida, and I would say that where I went in Florida was like Hollywood, just south of Fort Lauderdale, just north of Miami. It was definitely like a top 3 vacation for me of all time.
Nice.
Hollywood is nice in Florida for sure.
It was wonderful. Just like having it was the first like convention that we've been to in a while, and this was also the first one that had like the beachside access, like where the hotel was like right on the beach, which is just so convenient. We could just walk down there. If it started to sprinkle a little bit, walk back into the hotel, look back outside, oh, it's gone, walk back out there. So it was just very convenient, and the whole fam went down there. We haven't had everybody go in a while, and my roommate Andrew went. So we had a lot of people down there that we don't usually get together like that. So it was a grand time.
Well, I feel like Isaiah won. If the weekend was a competition, Isaiah won it.
Isaiah had the better
we still have plenty of
vacation.
weekends left,
Yeah.
you know?
No, because you're the only one going.
Well, you guys have plenty of time. You can always schedule
You're
something
going
else.
to Myrtle Beach. You got something.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a while till I go.
Yeah, when are you going to Myrtle Beach?
It's the last Friday of July.
Okay,
like,
gotcha.
first
Yeah,
of
you got a
August.
month.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Count
have
it
a good
down,
time.
count it
Plenty of
down.
time. Well, I think that was enough of an intro,
Yeah,
guys.
we talk a lot of vacation stuff in the podcast anyway. So
We're excited to have the podcast back for you today. Make sure if there's ever something you want to text us about to just, give us your input about it, text 877 to Radio U and include your name and that you're from the podcast, and you might find yourself on the podcast for tomorrow.
and we will catch you then.
See you later.
See you guys.
Don't say we didn't warn you. This is the worst of the riot.
So one of the things that has been the most difficult about this summer is gas prices are through the roof.
I feel like you can't drive anywhere fun. And for a lot of people who have road trips planned, especially for this coming weekend, it is something everybody's thinking about.
Yeah, well, there's someone that is stepping up to help. That someone, as it so often is Sheetz.
I saw a lot about this
The
yesterday.
fine folks at Sheetz have launched an initiative. So if you are in an area where Sheetz is somewhere, or if you're going on a road trip in an area where Sheetz is, you may want to book an extra stop there because they have reduced the price of their 88 fuel to $3.99.
And
Basically
then-
$4 in honor of July 4th, you could say.
That's it. It goes through this weekend. So it goes through July 4th, actually on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And E85 will be $3.49 a gallon.
I was looking up E85 recently.
What is that?
That is the fuel that I can't use.
Oh,
Most people can't use it.
people
I don't
can't
know.
use
It is only, you have to have a flex fuel car for that.
Oh.
So that is vehicles. I think they only started making flex fuel stuff in 2014 or later, and still not every vehicle, because mine is newer than that, but mine is not a flex fuel. I think you would probably know if
you
yours
had
was
that.
one. So obviously, if you probably would know anyways, because you would be saving money on buying that gas at Sheetz. I don't know a lot of other places that sell it, but I was thinking even too, it's weird how stuff gets in your mind. 88 isn't even the normal gas that we normally use, is it? Like 87 is the standard.
I
You
think
probably have
so.
some fancy pants gas that you use, don't you?
Mine is the 91.
I could tell just by looking at you, you're a 91 gas.
Because I cry every time I come in. I'm like, no, it cost me so much money.
Yeah. Well, they're not doing anything to help you.
No, there's no
say.
option.
But I don't know, like the 88, is that, like, I'm looking at a sign for Sheetz. It also shows the 87. And so that seems like that's the normal. And that's way more expensive when the 88 is dropped to $3.99. Can any car just use the 88 though?
Well,
or?
I'm glad that you don't know either, because when I go to Sheetz or a few other gas stations, it looks like a casino, like the row of gas options.
Yeah, some of them have so many.
And when I look at them, I'm like, well, wait, which one's mine?
I know.
So you want to make sure if you are not compatible with 88 or 85 gas, you're not supposed to use it because it'll actually damage your car.
Yeah.
So make sure you're aware of what your gas is.
It says here, unleaded 88 is for use in vehicles for model years 2001 or newer, as well as light-duty trucks, SUVs, and flex fuel vehicles. So I guess
Sounds
it's
like
like
most.
basically every car should be that unless you have a car that is over 20 years old, you should be fine.
Now, okay, we're just going to peel back the curtain, all right? Now, this is so nice of Sheetz, isn't it?
It is.
All right, we know it is. So, just want to let you know what they want to do is they want you inside.
Yeah.
So, this is an opportunity to get your you and your hunger or your thirst inside to spend money, which is the goal. So, it's very nice they're offering the gas, but they hope that you'll spend the difference in on food.
Yeah.
Or for me, it would take me what I would save to actually get to a Sheetz.
Yeah, right.
And if you're waiting in line.
You do have to factor that in of how far. It's actually a math equation. I think for a lot of places, this is like at least $1 off or close to it. So it's probably worth going somewhat out of your way. But Nikki is absolutely right. I've heard even before Sheetz dropped their gas so astronomically low, which is sad to even say at $3.99. That's astronomically low everywhere else. But I've heard a lot from people that have worked there and delivered gas there and stuff that their gas prices are relatively cheap because the food that we all love so much in there is it's not really high quality. I don't think they're paying a lot to get that food, and then they're selling it at a surprising, it seems cheap, but it's surprisingly expensive.
Well, they don't want
That's
you to
where
notice.
their profit margins are.
And I won't notice if it's a brat and a pretzel bun.
Yeah.
So.
And you know what? The hot dogs might be the one place where you don't get taken to the cleaners.
It could be good.
That and the gas.
So if you're driving this weekend, I don't know. Just check maybe there's other gas stations. I just hope that leads to other ones offering some incentives for this weekend.
That's right.
So if you're going to go do a road trip or take a vacation for the 4th of July, it's worth, checking out whatever your regional gas stations are.
And all of a sudden, a lot of people just planned a road trip through Pennsylvania.
To go through all those.
For some reason.
It's the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
Hey, we're just glad you're back from your vacation. That's what we're talking about.
Well, at least you guys are glad that I'm back because I am not as glad to be back. But I was ready to come back. You get to a point in the vacation where you're starting to get worn down a little bit. You want to get back into the routine. I hadn't hit that yet, but I can imagine it was coming soon.
It would have been in the next few days anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So the vacation was awesome. It was so much fun. I went down on Friday and was down there for the weekend. Got back yesterday and hung out by the pool and went to the beach and did all the vacation stuff that you do. A lot of good relaxation time.
So you got pool and beach time.
See, I spent a lot more time at the pool than I did the beach. Surprise, surprise to no one. But we went to the beach the very first day, and then the hotel that we stayed at was had beachside access, and the pool was right there. And so I was just continually encouraging everyone to stay at the pool, and everybody was down to stay at the pool. So I was
didn't
very
want to go to
nice.
the beach very often.
No, not a big sand guy. Not a big sand guy. But overall, it was a good trip. I got super tan, so I didn't burn at all. That was a good positive.
I was going to say, I don't think you look that tan.
Oh, he looks tan.
I thought you would come back tanner.
Well, I have a long sleeve on, so I'm pretty tan.
Well,
I didn't get
why don't
burned
you
at
roll
all.
those puppies up?
I'll roll these puppers up. Yeah, I feel like I got bronzed up a little bit.
What I really liked is he comes in, he's wearing a hoodie. That's so Florida. Because you're when you come from Florida and it's so much warmer, and then it's 90 here, and you're no, it's chilly.
Yeah, it's a little cold this morning. I think it's 65. I can't be sure.
So did you embarrass your mom? That was something we were concerned about.
I did not embarrass my mom that I can think of.
Should we ask her?
Yeah, you probably should ask her. I think overall at all the meals, I act pretty well. The only time that there was any embarrassment, I would say, is we were out there doing a lot of convention stuff while me and my roommate Andrew and my brothers were all at the pool, but we come for all of the food, of course. Whenever they serve lunch, we're showing up straight from the pool, and so we showed up at one point.
You're still dripping wet.
We walked in because we didn't realize that the lunch was at 12:15. My dad texted us "Oh, get here now," because they're all served to us. It's not like a buffet; they're served to us, and so we came straight from the pool. And I was wearing a Hawaiian shirt. Everyone in there is dressed super nice. I'm wearing a Hawaiian shirt. My roommate Andrew's in a cutoff. We looked like we were at the beach. And other than that, I think that was really the only point where we stood out.
All right, now Hudson, I don't know if we mentioned this beforehand, but I keep hearing about more and more people that went on this family trip to Isaiah's trip to Florida. Are we not family? You could have tossed us in there. There was already
7 of us, so it was tough to do things as is. What's 9? We have 7. But yeah, there were some extras added. You guys were just missed the cut.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Maybe the next time.
It would have been nice to be, not at least nominated to go to Florida.
You guys were honorable mention. You were in consideration.
If we've really got to ingratiate ourselves even more to Isaiah's parents between now and the next toy convention.
They're just latching on to me
and
like
the toy convention, is that in a different place every year?
Yeah.
So it'll be next year. It'll be in like Minnesota.
It'll be some
next year.
Please come along. For some reason, we're having trouble finding people to come.
Don't tell me it's Hawaii.
Next year's in Chicago.
Oh, never mind.
Oh no, that's a nice summer city.
No, it's not.
Think about eating around Chicago, Nikki.
Yeah.
On Isaiah's parents' dime.
Okay, there we go.
I'm just like for free. It sounds great.
Yeah.
Well, Isaiah's mom and dad, may we call you mom and dad? We're glad that it seemed like so many people had fun that we would have loved to have come to.
Yeah. I'm glad you had a good time.
It was incredible. So glad to be back with you guys today.
I don't feel like that's honest.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The worst of the Riot. Radio U.
And so we talked about Isaiah's trip to Florida. Sounds like it went off without a hitch. Who would like to hear about my trip to Cleveland?
Would love to. It sounds just as exciting trip-wise as going to Florida.
It wasn't too different. It was sunshiny, beautiful weather for most of it. We spent a lot of time at the pool. We went to the lake. In Florida.
If it's a lake and not a ocean.
Yeah. They're both salty. It's close enough.
Well, one's salty for pollution reasons.
Is in Florida, is it normal for the beach to have dead fish on it? Did you have any? Did you come across any dead fish?
Not the beach that I went to, nor any beach that I've been to in Florida.
Well, no, what's the thing? Is it red tide or whatever? The
that's
red
right.
thing?
Yeah, that can happen.
Some dead
that can
fish
happen.
on it.
Yeah. Well, I did go. This was a concern. I've been to Lake Erie a few times. I've never noticed, so I don't know. Maybe like not a ton of times. Is it normal at Lake Erie for there to be big dead fish on the beach?
So you saw some?
I saw enough for a guy to be coming around with a bucket collecting them.
Really?
And these are big fish, Nikki.
So let's see. Big dead. Are you Googling it, Isaiah?
I'm trying to right now.
Lake Erie.
I'll tell you that you weren't allowed in the water. At least at the beach I went to. It's a big lake. I'm sure you're allowed in the water somewhere.
Hey,
you weren't allowed in the water this weekend.
Here's an article from last year. What's behind all the dead fish?
So they haven't fixed it. They have not fixed it in a year.
They say that it is. They say it puts off a real bad gas odor as well.
I didn't notice that.
So they say it can occur time to time in Lake Erie when algae and other organic matters decompose, and it uses up all the oxygen, and then it creates what's called a dead zone.
What?
You went to the dead zone.
I went to the dead zone.
Bad spot.
Kid
Bad
you not.
spot.
I saw at
You're not
least.
even getting 5G. And the fish are dying. It's a dead zone.
It was a handful, and I'm talking sizable fish.
Yeah.
That were just washed up on the beach, and I thought it was odd because there were seagulls around. The seagulls weren't even messing with them.
because they're so dead.
Yeah, right. They already had their fill. So that was odd. The other thing that, so I went to a Guardians Red Sox game.
How was that?
Well, it was great. The Red Sox won, obviously.
Was that your first time?
Yes, to go to a Guardians game.
Yeah.
I'd never been to their stadium. They have a nice stadium. It's not especially noteworthy. It doesn't have the greatest backdrop. I guess
The dead fish isn't pretty enough.
That's right. I was thinking it should be. It's in Cleveland. It should be right on the lake. But then you just be looking at the dead fish. So it was a pretty nice stadium. But I'll tell you what I'm unprepared for, and maybe Isaiah, you might have some pointers on this. Obviously, I wore my Red Sox garb, and so everybody wanted to point out, they wanted to talk trash in a very friendly way. How do you do that?
What do you mean, how do you do that?
What do you do when somebody is trying to give you crap about cheering for the other team?
Why do you think he knows about it?
One guy said, "You're gonna have to put away your broom today because we're not having a sweep," and I was like, Yeah, I think we are. I don't know what to say. I am never prepared for light ribbing with strangers over sports teams.
You're not a trash talker. You're not like a mean one.
Because my mind just goes to I'm afraid I'm going to actually insult them.
And you don't want to do that in Cleveland.
I can't be too. Like I was either going to be mean about it or come off too mean, or I just had to laugh it off. And so I just really had no response.
You needed to bring up something Cleveland that, now you're used to. So maybe like the dead fish.
Yeah.
And they could be like, yeah, it's not going to be a sweep. You're like, yeah, well, dead fish you.
We're going to fish slap.
That would have gotten them. They would have been stunned. Yeah. I don't even know how they would have reacted.
I wish I would have had Nikki with me. She would have nailed it.
They would have been like, yes, the lack of oxygen, all right? We know it's a problem.
So what do you do?
See, for me, there's like two different sides to it. It depends if you're at a home or away game. If you're at a home game, you're very safe. You feel like you're very comfortable in this environment. If I go to a Cleveland sports game, I feel like I can almost say anything because the fans there are so ruthless. What I'm saying won't even be within comparison to what they've already heard while walking into the stadium. So I feel like if you're on the road, you have to kind of tread lightly.
Yeah.
Especially walking in. Yeah, before, I think you can wear your stuff, but as you're walking into the stadium, if it's before the game, usually if they're saying things to me or anything, I would say, we'll see. I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens. And, just keeping it pretty light. And then during the game, I usually just let the play talk for itself. My team's doing well. It's pretty easy to get through the game. If my team's not doing well, it's much harder to get through the game.
It was a lot easier to walk out of the stadium. I even had a guy, he was a delivery guy for some restaurant there. And I'm walking down the street after the game and he pulls over and he's like, nice win today. He pulled over just because I was wearing my Red Sox stuff. So
well, maybe next time you just wear two jerseys on top of each other and then or like a reversible one. Then that way you could switch.
Swap it out.
Yeah, swap it out.
Trade my loyalty, become a turncoat.
No, you don't want to get injured.
Yeah, exactly.
It was all nice. It was all in good fun. I just I wish I had more good fun in me to be able to go back and forth with these people. But I was just like, yeah, they'll probably win.
You're like, the Guardians will probably win. Don't even worry about my Red Sox.
Well, next time, Google some comeback.
Yeah.
And then just get your phone out on like a Google Doc. And you're like, hang on.
Yeah.
And then you can
Let me see what the response is supposed to be for this.
Oh, well, you made it out. You're fine.
This is Radio U's Worst of the Riot.
So we talked about Isaiah's trip to Florida. We talked about my trip to Cleveland from the weekend. Nikki, did you have anything this weekend?
From camping. I went camping for the first time.
Any camping stories?
It's different. Like, it's a different world, guys. I've never been to a campground. And I stayed in a camper, which was surprisingly spacious, except for like the area you sleep in.
Okay.
So that was just a bit disappointing. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I had a really great time. I swam in a lake.
Oh, any dead fish?
Lake swimming? I think there was because someone was telling someone not to go over there. And I think it was like a little tiny dead fish or something.
Hopefully it was only a fish.
Every time when I walked in, I was like, please tell me there's no germs. I was like, please tell me I don't have any cuts on my body and I'm going in. But no, it was great. I really enjoyed it.
Well, that doesn't sound so bad.
It wasn't bad at all. I didn't know what to expect, but it was very friendly and very, very nice.
Well, nice. Now that we found out about that, I did have that only took a minute. So
mine wasn't as fun as your guys's.
I've got another thing we can talk about if you'd like. I have a new survey here. 2,000 Americans who out of about 6 out of 10, 57% say they think they could be an action movie star.
They think so?
Yeah. So that means that basically 2 out of 3 of us think we could be an action movie star. Which of the 3 of us think that?
Think they can be?
Yeah.
Well, I think that Isaiah thinks he could.
I don't know. I don't think I could do it.
Why not?
I think that people are just overly confident. This isn't a wild 6 out of 10. Are you kidding me? You think you could be an action movie star? In what world do you think you're that talented?
But if you watch action movies so much, I think then you're more comfortable thinking you would know how to act or behave if you ever could become one.
Yeah, I feel similarly about the NFL too. I watch every game on Sundays. I never miss. So realistically, I probably could play.
You could be a player. Well, we told you the Browns might call you in.
You know what? At this point, I might be.
They're running out of options. I don't know. I think 6 out of 10 think that they could like physically handle it, because we all know that like unless you're Tom Cruise doing your own stunts, like with a lot of clever camera work and the right lighting and everything and good choreography, you don't have to actually be in really great shape.
No, you need
to
a
be
stunt
in action
double.
movies. Yeah, right. But would they be believable looking as an action star? Most not. So, but for me, I know I couldn't be an action movie star, but I could imagine a film where I would work as an action movie star, but it had to be something like, you ever see, like, I just imagine a game you play on your phone. It's kind of like Angry Birds with like a catapult, but it's a guy that has like really, he's like a jellyfish. Like he just has really lanky limbs, and then you shoot him off a catapult.
I don't think I've seen
and he
that,
knocks
but is
stuff
that
over.
you?
Yeah, I think I could be that.
Well, maybe.
Where nothing through my own doing, but just by the situations I'm put in. I'm just knocking stuff over. Just causing havoc, but not in any kind of productive sense at all.
Well, okay, so Hudson's more of a game.
What was that? I don't even know what you just described.
It's a game. It's an old computer game.
So you're saying that you wouldn't fit into like a movie star role. You think that you should be an app on a game.
I'm saying if they developed that,
That's
they're
where his health
developing
is.
You think you should be a phone game?
everything into movies now. And so I think, like, what are they turning like Operation into a movie now? They're turning everything into a movie. So they turned Angry Birds into a movie. Turn whatever this game is that I can't recall the title of.
And then you could be
I'll be the guy that gets catapulted everywhere and knocks stuff over.
Well, they say 1 in 3 are saying that action movies actually have an influence on like your fitness goal. So say you want to be into like martial arts or something. You watch a big action movie. Maybe that's what you want to do. 57% saying watching the right action movie makes them feel more motivated towards those goals. And about 47% think that you could hold your own like on a competitive
All right. Now that is
physical
insane.
show.
That is insane.
I have a cross-reference here. The CDC reported only 23% of Americans exercise. So that's an absolutely absurd statement.
It is
You weren't supposed to
crazy.
notice
I know. You're supposed to leave that out.
57% think they could be in an action movie. Only 47% think that they could compete on Wipeout. I think I could do Wipeout just by not being an idiot. I think I could make it through a lot of the courses.
I don't know. That one's harder, and you're actually having to do it right then and there compared to an action movie. You
got a lot of takes.
Get a lot of takes with it.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't. I just watch the people on The Floor Is Lava or whatever, and they make it look so hard. I don't believe it.
Actually, you know what? 3 out of 3 in this room can't do any of it. So
That's true.
I think
Come on.
that's what we should take
I
from this
believe in
story.
myself. I think if I really worked hard and put my mind to it, I could do something.
We'll let you figure that out.
I'm sure you can do something. I want to see you on the phone game. That's what I want to see.
I could, they should make that into just crop my face into that game.
It'd be
great.
perfect. Yeah, I'm sure you'll be their first pick.
Find more Riot content online. Riot.radiou.com.
Did you see this video going around the last couple days, Nikki? The what they call the Sky Cruise plane.
I did. Now it's renderings.
Uh-huh.
So in case you're like, wow, that's built, it's not.
No.
Think kind of like the ships in Wall-E, sort of.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So,
I
like,
didn't even think about that.
Think of a big cruise ship that could fly
and we all know how
around.
well that went.
I know, right?
Yeah. So it is the Sky Cruise. It is something that, like, there's no plans to build it, but supposedly this is something that could be made.
It's a concept.
It is a concept where it is a plane that would never land, and it is built, like Nikki said, like basically a giant cruise ship in the sky. Probably why it's called the Sky Cruise. It would be powered by nuclear reactors.
Like actually on the plane.
Yeah, so they would allow it to never have to land. It would just be able to continually fly once it got off the ground.
They said that the idea for it would be it would run all the time, never landing. So even repairs that might need to be done on the Sky Cruise would be done in flight.
Yeah, so understandably, after the video of this has gone around, a guy named Hashim Al-Ghali he rendered it, what it would look like, and it has gone kind of viral. And of course, people don't think it's a good idea.
Well, there's a few reasons why.
Yeah.
They say that it actually wouldn't fly.
Yeah, some people. All of a sudden, we've got some armchair engineers out here that think it wouldn't be able to get off the ground or stay afloat.
It's cool to look at, but they say, design-wise, it would not actually be able to fly.
Well, that's what people told the Wright brothers, too.
Well,
and where did they wind up?
I think it's a little bit heavier than what they were trying to
Heavier
figure
than
out.
air?
No,
they say it can't be done.
It just can't get up there.
Yeah.
It would be completely flown with AI, so there'd be no actual physical pilots with it.
I do like what the guy said. He said, all this technology and you still want pilots?
Nope, you wouldn't have any.
No, they just have to have, which is great, actually, by the way, because we don't have any pilots anyways.
Well, they said
not
that
enough to go around.
If you want the sky cruise, which would be a hotel sort of cruise saying in the sky all the time, never land, like you'd be up there forever, it would have issues taking off because it's not aerodynamic. They said that if it ever crashed because of the reactor on it, it would wipe out cities.
Yeah.
If it did end up crashing.
That is what concerns me. As far as would I want to do this, if it actually got up there and was just up in the sky and it was an option, would it be my first choice? No, but would I feel safe going up there once it got going? Sure, but do I like the idea of spending a whole lot of money to do this? No, but
Might be a
also
waste.
if it's their own money, then go ahead. Go ahead.
I think if they're like, hey, we can't live on, land anymore, then sure, I'll go up there.
Yeah, we've got to start working on ideas. Think about this. Look at his rendering. Look how big the ship is, and then look at the pool that's in the, the open air, what do you call that? Where there's
Atrium?
a sky dome. Yeah, atrium. That's a massive pool.
Well, I think, again, we're just rendering.
It looks kind of fun. It looks kind of fun is all I'm saying.
It does, but that's not actually flyable based on their thoughts, but they say, hey, this is where it might go in the future one day.
Right. I don't think don't listen to the people that say it can't be done. Pour all kinds of money into this. Put many, 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 many lives at risk and make this happen.
Yeah, it sounds like
don't listen to the naysayers.
When you can't travel here on Earth anymore, when there's no more land travel, we'd rather go to the sky.
There's nothing left we could crash into on Earth anyways. There's no cities left to destroy.
That's right.
This is the Riot Radio U.
Some great video here out of Vermont, a state we don't visit very often on the show.
Well, not if this is going on.
It's usually a very quiet state, it seems. But not in this case, where we have a man, 24 years old, being arrested. His name is Brandon Tallman. And he was just gonna, it's just gonna be a routine arrest. Apparently, he was getting arrested for aggravated assault and battery. And that just could have been the end of it. But I guess he was at his parents' home. The two troopers in Vermont, they go to pick him up. But then things go awry. Both his mom and his dad stepped in. Wayne and Amy Tallman.
Did you see his mom going after the police?
Yeah, I see that one. That one is, so the mom rushes in and is like, what is she trying to, she kind of gets tackled or whatever, goes to the ground. And then the dad steps in with an excavator.
Which they just happen to have.
He just has an excavator on hand on the property. And so while the two troopers are kind of, still arresting the mom here, over comes dad with an excavator and he's swinging it over. And they kind of seem to negotiate for a while. Then he swings it like he's going to either, for a moment, it looks like he's going to crush one of their cars. And then it looks like he's trying to actually swing it into these two troopers and kind of bowl them over with it. And man, that's serious business right there. Those excavators, that can do some damage.
Well, it can, and it just seemed like it became okay, like you were saying, an arrest, but a warranted arrest.
Yeah.
But then it was well, now everybody gets arrested.
Yeah, that's what the trooper said. They said this could have been very routine. We could have just arrested the son and just been done with it. But no, the parents now had to get involved, and now both of them are in trouble as well. In fact, the dad is facing more serious charges now than the son because he's got aggravated assault, and you could tell he was aggravated. And then also resisting arrest, impeding, and reckless endangerment. He was being pretty reckless too. What do you think though? It looks to me where I think the dad, he was bringing that excavator over as an intimidation thing, and then just kind of, you don't know how to stop at that point, because, where are you supposed to go? Either you have to actually hit him with it, or you just got to give yourself up.
I don't know.
I think he got to that point in the fork in the road, and he's like, I guess I'm not actually going to hit these people with an excavator.
I don't know my excavator parts, but the bottom part where the things load into.
The bucket?
The scoop, the bucket. It gets pretty close to, to the police
that
officers.
last swing. I got to tell you, though, when he's hanging it over the car, I was kind of hoping, is he going to crush that cop car? Because that'd be pretty cool, actually. I've always wondered how satisfying it would be to use an excavator to crush something. Which is why one of the reasons why I'm not allowed behind the wheel of an excavator or the levers or whatever you use to drive them.
Well, I'm looking at the family photos, and the family that fights together gets arrested together. So I guess they like to do everything together.
They're a wild bunch, and I guess now they may each spend some time in the Vermont State Prison or something of that effect.
Thanks for watching the worst of the riot. Since you made it this far, you might as well subscribe, and check out riot.radiou.com for even more riot.